I live by one rule, and I make my team live by one rule. Let's focus on us. If we focus on us, it doesn't matter what anybody else does. If we treat the fighters right, if we put on the best shows, if we market it right, if we tell stories, if we do what we're supposed to do, it doesn't matter who comes in. It doesn't matter if the UFC comes in. It doesn't matter, because we set we paved the way for this thing, and as long as we do it right, there's no stopping where this thing's going. Looking at you or the
look at that. You can look at whatever you want. I want you to feel comfortable. I'm
right.
Abs of October Red. It's an absolute pleasure to have the CEO, the main man, Mr. Dave Feldman, on the channel. Thank you for inviting me, first of all. This is my first ever bare-knuckle event. I usually attend boxing matches. So I am very excited.
It's so different. It's crazy different. It's a lot more exciting. It is. I'm a boxing guy. Like, I love boxing. I can't watch boxing anymore. This is so exciting. You literally sit on the edge of your seat the whole entire night. It's crazy. You're going to hear the sound of the fist hitting the face, and that's what's going to make you go, wow, this is unbelievable.
Dave, how did you start this up? I want to go back to the beginning because I want to learn more about the sport if I'm going to be covering it a lot more.
Yeah, I mean, I was promoting boxing, promoting mixed martial arts. I was a professional boxer, and I had to find something different, because there wasn't, unless you had somebody come in and invest hundreds of millions of dollars with you, you were never going to make it as a promoter. So I had to find something different, and ironically, one of my fighters was an Irish traveler. So he told me about these fights that they would do, these bare-knuckle fights they would do in fields. Like, they would have family disputes, they would bet on them, and the winner would obviously take the money, but the dispute would end. And I heard the sound of this. I heard that. And I was like, whoa, that's like, as a combat sports guy, I was like, that sound is going to sell. And that sound made me try 9 years to get it legal. It took forever to get it legal. And then I finally got it legal in the United States. And now this will be our 172nd show so far.
Wow.
Yeah.
The investment, 9 years, that shows tenacity, somebody that's not prepared to give up. Would you be able to tell us a couple of the hurdles that you had to jump through to get to this stage?
I mean, there's too many, but I'll just say, like, in the United States, I pitched 26 different state commissions. I got turned down by them all. I got turned down 78 times total. Some of them I got turned down 3 times, 2 times, 4 times. But I just knew that when I did a show in 2011 before I was legal on an Indian reservation at a casino in the United States. And I got 772,000 people logged in to buy the event, but the paywall crashed, so I didn't get paid. But I was like, wow, that many people want to watch this? So I knew it was going to take off. I just had to find the right guy. Finally, in 2018, I found the right guy. His name is Brian Pedersen from the state of Wyoming in the United States. He let us go, and once he let us go, then another state let us go, then another state let us go, and now, there's really only one state that we're not in that we need to be in, and we should be in there pretty shortly, and that's Nevada.
Interesting take. The investment in the fighters then, recruiting the fighters, like you said, this is something that comes from the Irish traveller tradition. So it's now getting fighters that are not from that tradition to say, you know what, give this a go. Put boxing on ice. You might not make it over there. Come to us.
I think the thing about bare-knuckle fighting now is it's so exciting, and you still get the wow factor. Like, meaning, like, when you tell your friend, if you're a professional boxer for a promoter, and you tell your friend, I'm fighting for a different promotion, they go, oh, cool. Or you go, now I'm fighting bare-knuckle. They go, what? You're fighting bare-knuckle? So a lot more people get interested, and that raises their profile, that raises their following, and all of that transfers into more money, and it transfers into more sponsorship, more ticket sales. It just all works in the bare-knuckle ecosystem.
What would you say that you've learned from boxing that you've transferred into bare-knuckle? Say, for example, a don't, something that you look over there and you think, no, I don't really like that. We're not going to use that model. We're going to create this. And if so, what was that?
Just the politics from boxing will never be in this sport. They will never be in this sport. I mean, they'll never be in this organization. I can't tell you that.
You mean you won't have 10 different belts?
Never, ever. One, where we want to treat the guys fair. Like, we did a thing with our organization that fighters that are champions and fighters that have more than 10 fights with us get a little bit of equity with BKFC. So we want them to truly feel like they're a part of the growth of this sport and the promotion, and they do, and that's why we're putting on these kind of shows.
One of the things that comes up, obviously you can see how boxing is changing, it's evolving, there are lots of different promoters. Has anybody ever tried to step it? You are relatively new. 2018 is relatively new. Is there been anybody that's tried to come into it as a competitor, and how do you deal with that? Because you're kind of like the Dana White of BKFC.
I live by one rule, and I make my team live by one rule. Let's focus on us. If we focus on us, it doesn't matter what anybody else does. If we treat the fighters right, if we put on the best shows, if we market it right, if we tell stories, if we do what we're supposed to do, it doesn't matter who comes in. It doesn't matter if the UFC comes in. It doesn't matter, because we set we paved the way for this thing, and as long as we do it right, there's no stopping where this thing's going.
I'm sold on this. I was undecided. I've seen the social media, I was looking, and I looked at the fights, and yeah, the fights are brutal, you can never deny that what it is, but after coming here and only speaking to a couple of fighters, obviously, and yourself, it's like there's definitely a different energy here.
Well,
I was told about that, but I was like,
It's people don't like being told they can't do something. And
True.
They told us we can't do this for years, and now we're doing it, and now we're doing it big time. And we're doing it on the biggest stages in the world. Like, we're coming here, and then we just left Australia, and then we're going to Italy in July, and then we're going to country Georgia in September. We're going to Serbia in there too. We're going to Uruguay in July. We're going all over the world. This thing. Here's the thing about bare-knuckle fighting. More than, I would say, MMA, more than boxing, is everybody knows what it is. Meaning, if I go around and ask everybody, do you know what this hold is? Do you know what this is? Do you know what this is in MMA? They go, no. Do you know what a bare-knuckle punch is? Have you ever thrown a bare-knuckle punch? Have you ever been hit with one? Have you ever watched your friend do it? One of those stories is always true. They either threw a punch at someone, they either got hit with a punch, or they watched their friend do it. They got it, they get it, they can relate to it, and that allows them to honestly actually back the sport. And that's why you'll see our fans, and when you come to the event center, you'll see our fans. They're not just sitting there cheering, they're actually like almost fighting in there, right? So I think the relatability of bare-knuckle fighting is what makes this thing, our addressable market, I believe, is bigger than any other combat sport out there in the world, once we get to the level we need to get at, because everybody knows what it is.
And that basic maths is what can take it to its pinnacle.
Yeah.
Because there's no like rhyme or reason to it. It is what it is.
It's real. You'll see, it's real. It's just real, and it's not, when you watch it live, it's more amazing than you think it is, but it's not as brutal as you think it is when you watch it live. You get cuts, but we have data now. So the data speaks, right? Opinions don't matter. Data speaks. Our data says that we have less concussive and subconcussive injuries, less facial fractures, less nose breaks, less hand breaks. The only thing we have more of than boxing or mixed martial arts is cuts. And you know what? At the end of the day, is people want to see cuts. They want to see a little blood, as long as it's not endangering people's lives.
Well, you've now brought this event to Birmingham as my home city. To me, I think you're going to really turn this city out, because we are fighters naturally in Birmingham anyway. Putting this event together, getting those, those the key headline fights, how was that to put together?
I mean, again, the headline fight were guys that have been with us for a little bit now, and they grew with us, and they understand what we're doing. And they did get offers to go other places, and they want to stick with this because they see the future in this. Darren Till, one of the most popular mixed martial artists ever in the UK, he sees he can get paid more, which nobody knows. He gets paid more here, and he can blow up his profile more than he can anywhere else. So I think the opportunity here for boxers and mixed martial artists to come into this sport is way bigger than anything else they can do right now.
So what do you think of Darren Till then, making his debut, headlining your card? I mean, Aaron Chalmers is kind of been overlooked. Your professional opinion, how you see it, the fighters.
I just said to Aaron, I said, everybody's talking that you're a TV star, and they're forgetting that you're a real fighter. So, and Darren Till may have forgot that too. We'll see. I mean, we have big plans with Darren Till, so, we hope that things go the way we need it to go. But at the end of the day, is Aaron Chalmers could come in there and throw a monkey wrench in and mess all the plans up, and then he's the next guy that that we're trying to promote big and build. But at the end of the day, I like all these guys, like all these men and women, really, truly. I respect them because they risk their life for me and the fans, and they deserve to be treated as such, and that's why we're treating them the way we treat them.
I think that attitude comes from you because you've laced up the gloves, you've been there yourself.
Yeah.
You know the pay, you know the politics, you know the positions that you can get into, you know what it's like when you're not supported.
Yep.
So I think probably taking that attitude into a business that is for combat sports would suit it very well, right?
Sure, absolutely. I mean, I think the fact that I've been punched in my mouth, I think lets these guys have the different level of respect for me. I'm not just a suit trying to promote a sport. I've been there, I've done it. I mean, I boxed the best in the world, Bernard Hopkins, all the best fighters in the world in training camp and things like that. And you know, I know what it feels like. I know what they go through. Now, at the end of the day, that lets me have a good relationship with them. I also won't let them walk all over me like other promoters may do because they're afraid and they don't understand. I get the whole picture, so I think that's why I have the best relationship of any promoter with these fighters.
We like that. You kind of rule with an iron fist, firm but fair.
Yeah, absolutely.
And we can't argue with that. Listen, it's been an absolute pleasure. I hope I can get to speak to you again.
Sure.
And like literally, I like to pick brains.
Awesome.
I like to try and understand everything. I don't like to talk about a sport that I don't truly understand. But like you said, with BKFC, it just is what it is.
Yeah, you're gonna understand it on Saturday night, and I'm telling you, you're gonna be like, wow, this is way more amazing than I ever thought it was. Seeing it live is the best thing that you can do in combat sports.
Wow. Listen, I am buzzing for Saturday. Guys, if you haven't got your tickets, are there tickets left? Because I heard that TN is sold.
We just opened up another 2 sections, so there's probably about 600 tickets left now. They're going to go, and then there's one more section we could open up. But right now, we're on pace for about 10,000, but we want to get up to like 12,000, so hopefully we get there.
Okay, and if we want to get the tickets, Dave, where do we go?
Go to the arena, the Attica Arena or Utilico Arena, or BKFC.com. You can go right to BKFC.com, click on the poster, takes you right to the tickets. I'm telling you, if you're around here and you've never seen bare-knuckle before, you have to come to this event. Get your tickets now. Don't miss out.
We love it. Thank you so much.